And if he can, we'll be out there cheering. I'll be cheering for him. Okay? Thank you very much, everybody.
Is there a reason you chose not to answer the question about the synagogue protest in
Now I've seen everything. Hi again, everybody. You've been watching Donald Trump fall in love with New York City's mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani in the Oval Office after a meeting with high stakes for the country's largest city. The two men have, before just now, lobbed vicious verbal attacks at one another frequently. Mamdani, in his victory speech earlier this month, told Trump, quote, "To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us." Today, it was an alternate reality, completely different story. The two men struck a cordial tone initially, talking about lowering the cost of living for New Yorkers, and it got more affectionate on Trump's part, at least, as it went on. When pressed by journalists on whether he had called Donald Trump a fascist, Mamdani said yes, he did. Trump, for his part, who was sitting next to him, said, "Go ahead, you can answer the question. It's okay."
So, rudeness, I feel like there's been all this punditry about that Oval Office meeting, and I just feel like it all comes down that he's a giant pussy to someone's face. He always talks behind people's back, He's always a tough guy until he's in person, right?
Well, Mamdani knew exactly how to play him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is he didn't flatter him. He didn't come in there, but he also didn't come in there to start a fight. And
Right.
and he just talked to him
genius.
like one grown-up should talk to another grown-up.
Yeah.
And that's what Trump can't handle. He cannot handle that. And
Right.
but the other thing about Trump is he loves to glom on to popularity.
Right. Yes, other people's success, because his ratings are in the Esser, and right.
Yeah. I mean, his whole career. I mean, there's that famous story of that there was a some kind of cancer benefit going on, and he showed up and walked onto the stage, not invited at all, and acted like he was going to give money, and then walked out just because he wanted to bask in the glow.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. I mean,
And
it doesn't mean he's going to be less of a D to
Yeah.
New York.
Well,
it just means that in that moment, it was like, oh, I like the warmth of his light.
Yes. Well, what was the Fox pundit on Friday? We were saying, he's going to go in there with his tail between his legs and Tommy back. And I'm like, this was incredible. I mean, not only was he sort of like looking at him, I love this exchange about fascism. Asking Mamdani if he no longer considered him a fascist. Trump's like, it's okay. You can just say yes. Mamdani's like, okay. He's like, it's easy. I don't mind. Trump says, oh my God. Right? Okay, yeah, we have that.
Well, that's also because nothing matters to Trump. None of this is like real or has any real consequences for him. This is all a game to see for Trump. So
Except he
doesn't care who calls him a fascist.
He blew up his whole party's strategy of tying the party to Mamdani.
Though.
I mean, it's right. What's her name? Kathy Hochul just got an in-kind contribution, right? Who's running against her? Kathy Hochul said she's full of right because she after the meeting said, "Oh yeah, no, he's a jihadist or whatever." After the Oval Office meeting, who's running? I can't remember.
Stefanik.
Yes,
Elise
Stefanik.
Yeah.
Stefanik. Let's call the whole thing off.
Yeah, let's. Well, I think the New York voters are going to. Yes. Wait, we have this. Hold on.
She's
Okay, here we go.
Your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Mm-hmm. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay.
It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Wow.
Please, sir, can I have another?
Please call me fascist.
Yes. I just love, you know what, let's get rid of them. Let's get them out of the room as quickly as possible so it can just be you and me. You and me, Zohran, just together.
I know.
He is smiling at him. He is smiling at him like...
He's never looked at that Melania like that.
No, but he is smiling at him like they have the Trump character on, they have Trump on South Park.
South Park, exactly. Yes.
By the way, I was just going to say, I don't know if you saw Patton Oswalt's remarks, but I thought it's the same thing about all bullies, because everyone keeps saying, how come he doesn't come after South Park? He goes after all the late night hosts. It's because they're insane. They have insanely high ratings. They make an insane amount of money. Like the whole, he was saying the whole business model of late night is obviously problematic, even though all the hosts I think are great. But that's what bullies do. He said,
and he's probably looking at the naked Trump on there, thinking, "Oh yeah, that penis looks huge."
Yeah, that's bigger than mine. Yeah, he's done nonstop tirades against late night hosts. Trump has yet to post a takedown of South Park. So Patton Oswalt said nothing shuts Trump up like money. He can argue that Colbert isn't getting ratings, isn't making the money, even though the show's brilliant. But it's not that Stephen Colbert is slipping in the ratings. It's the whole infrastructure of late night television is slipping. South Park is not slipping. The South Park, when they started airing its Trump and MAGA takedown episodes, scored record ratings. Trump can't claim South Park isn't a moneymaker or a ratings driver the way he attacks late night hosts. South Park not only does it make an insane amount of money, it gets insane ratings. And that's the thing, like all bullies, he didn't know what to do with that, so he just doesn't say it. And sometimes I think, do they get away with more because they're animated? But I mean, they are savage about the late night hosts are all great, but South Park is savage about Trump.
Well, I mean, the nice thing about South Park is that they do not give an F, and that was the same. Honestly, it was the same vibe from Mamdani.
Right.
It was like, yeah, I'm just not gonna play whatever game you want me to play.
Right.
Also, the South Park guys just cashed in. I mean, they got their $1 billion deal with Paramount, and it's like, yeah, you know what? It almost seems like they're pushing to see how far they can go before somebody steps in and tries to take them off the air.
Yeah.
I mean, the most recent thing with Trump having sex with J.D. Vance on the show was just
God.
like how far, it's amazing to watch them go that far.
When they start looking at each other, you're like, oh, no. Oh, God, no.
Yeah. And then to return to it, and the fact that J.D. Vance is meant to look like Tattoo is from Fantasy Island is just amazing.
So you retweeted White House pressuring Ukraine to sign its new peace proposal by Thanksgiving or lose U.S. support. And you just said this all really ends with us fighting on the side of Russia in a war against Western Europe, doesn't it? I mean, of course, this is Putin's wish list, and it's all one story in that you think, of course, because he probably has the Epstein tapes, because here we are again. Like, who at this point does not get that Trump is a Russian asset, that all of MAGA is a Russian psyop at this point, right?
Yeah. Or whatever is going on, and whatever's going on with Venezuela, it's like, wait, isn't Venezuela? Doesn't Russia support Venezuela? It's all very confusing.
Right. Yes, the whole administration is very confusing. You said Marjorie Taylor Greene resigning. Thoughts? And no, not even thoughts.
I mean, I love that Jasmine Crockett quote you read. I mean, that one where it's like, what a wimp. Are you serious? Are you serious that you got a couple of days of the MAGA death threats that Democrats get constantly in a constant stream.
Marjorie Taylor Greene has rained down on the likes of Jasmine Crockett and AOC and you name it.
Has provoked and caused and has never apologized for. I mean, now she's had a moment, she's pretending at least to have a moment of self-reflection, like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done all those terrible things I did. And it's like, no, just go away.
Cry me an effing river. Yeah. Seriously.
Well, and
she's also cashing in. I mean, let's also be clear. She's cashing in.
Yeah, and the twofer of the Mamdani thing and Marjorie Taylor Greene and the MAGA implosion on the same day was chef's kiss. But you were talking also about him getting the picture in front of the FDR, who was, a socialist.
Right. Yeah.
And Trump doesn't know. He's just, you just said he played it perfectly and just trashed the entire campaign's worth of attacks for the GOP. I mean, it was brilliant.
I did love that exchange also where Mamdani said something about, admiring the FDR portrait. And Trump's response was, I just saw it and I liked it. And it's it's like he has no aesthetic, no sense of the moment.
He's standing there with that stupid thumbs up.
Yeah. Can we paint the frame gold? Can we paint FDR's wheelchair gold?
Who he just called a communist jihadist last week with that guy. It's fantastic. I love this, by the way, for your sake in New York. Trump has hit the pause button on deploying the National Guard to New York City, saying there are other cities that need it more right now. A day after he welcomed Mamdani into the White House, he said, if they need it right now, other places need it more. I mean, the thing with Trump is I'm afraid he's going to see too many maggots and whoever calling him a see, and then he'll just send in troops to New York just to show that his D is bigger, which it's not.
But the other thing about Trump is he loves when people are talking about him.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're still talking about him, good or bad, that's all he wants. It's being ignored that drives him crazy. By the way, they just sent the ICE to New Orleans, where I'll be tomorrow.
Oh
so
boy.
I'll report back.
Thank you. You said, let's be clear, members of Congress saying the military has a duty not to obey illegal orders are merely emphasizing that the Uniform Military Code of Military Justice says it's like them making a PSA about speeding. They're merely stating a legal fact. And of course, here we go on cue. Speaking of death threats, right?
Yeah.
Bomb threats to some of them. I mean, already.
Yeah. And people attack the left all the time and never get that. They might get a few threats, but they don't get this overwhelming wave of threats. And the second that anybody on the right that has any kind of influence says anything about any kind of Democrat or Republican, they automatically are now getting terrorized by the MAGA chuds.
Yeah. By the way, so you're flying and Sean Duffy reminds you to wear a suit. And you said, "Bitch, please give us leg room fit for humans," and then I'll think about putting on a nice shirt.
Exactly.
You keep the planes in the sky and maybe shut them up.
Yeah. Like I'm sorry. I think that Sean Duffy should be forced to fly in the middle seat of a Southwest Airlines flight.
Been there.
Yeah.
Or worse,
with
Spirit.
Spirit. With somebody with no shoes on next to him, and somebody in the leaning back their seat all the way.
Exactly. All right. Well, back to your Bobby Kennedy sex readings. I think you should do, like a Rude's book club where you just read those, don't you think?
Put that on your Patreon.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is originally when that came out, like last year, it said that they just had an affair that was electronic and digital, and I really thought they meant finger stuff. I really just thought that.
Not that kind of.
I didn't realize how sticky the whole
your
thing.
Your fingers down.
What? I'm not doing
Stop
anything.
It. Okay.
Are you being creepy with your fingers, Chris?
Not at all.
Are a bad influence. Go into the penalty
I try my
box.
best.
Well, getting sick always happens at the worst time, doesn't it? Middle of the night, weekends, right before the holidays, your doctor's office is closed, urgent care means long waits and big bills. That's why I keep a medical emergency kit at home. Prescription medications ready when I need them. This is not a first aid kit. It's like having urgent care and pharmacy right in your home. You get essential prescriptions like generic Z-Pak, plus antibiotics for pneumonia, strep, ear, sinus infections, even meds for nausea and UTIs. Just match your symptoms to the guidebook or connect with the telemedicine doctor. Take your meds early, feel better faster. Listen to what Jenny from Texas said. "We got hit by Hurricane Beryl with power out and no medical facilities open. I started on the antibiotics in my kit and quickly began feeling better. Order your kit online in minutes before you need it, and your kit is shipped to your door. Visit urgentcarekit.com/Stephanie. Use the promo code Stephanie. Save $45. That's urgentcarekit.com/Stephanie. That promo code is Stephanie.